And we're live. Awesome. Okay, let me check one other thing real quick. Okay. Yeah. I guess others will see the video call or whatever. I don't know. I'm not gonna prod people, but
Right.
Hi everybody. I'm just bouncing back and forth between a couple of things. You know how that goes. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you guys are here. So, welcome. Down here in the wilds of Louisiana, we've had kind of a false spring this week. They're saying the high tomorrow is going to be 84 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that would be in Celsius. Because I can't do the conversion in my head. I just know that there are certain points like, a balmy day I think is like 20 Celsius. But if it's like 30, that's like blazing hot. I think something I don't know. It's like milestones. If I can just remember those, it'd be good to convert. But yeah, it's gonna be really warm tomorrow, and then it's like something's gonna say, hey, it's February.
Remember winter?
Yeah, boom. And so then it's gonna get cold again. So
And to all of our friends and family on the East Coast and the Midwest who are bracing for what meteorologists are calling one of the worst snowstorms in recent memory.
Oh wow, yeah.
Good luck. We're with you. We love you.
Yeah, well, you know what? In that case, let's grab one of our candles from my house, because we asked him to give us a hand when it comes to weather like that. So we'll set him next to Sekhmet so we can go ahead and say some prayers for everybody. Because, the crazy weather, it's going to happen somewhere. And, of course, I know we also have folks all over the world that tune in. And, if there's something that you're concerned about, tell us, and we'll include you in our prayers.
And regardless of where you live, where you're from, or anything in this world, we wish you peace.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. 30 degrees centigrade or Celsius is like 90 plus. Yeah. Yeah. I remember 30. If it's 30 on the metric, then that's like a summer afternoon here.
Yeah.
So.
I just remember them talking about almost 40 degrees centigrade in India. Last year sometime, which would have been like 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh goodness, yeah. Oh, and Kristen says the chronic illness debt collector came by, so I'm feeling horrible. Oh, that's awful. Yes, and goodness. Now, I think you're at. If I remember right, you're outside of the U.S. and if there's anything that we can do to help, so we can point you to
Yeah.
Because that's something I'd like to know more about is what services there are for people outside of the U.S. I had a viewer who was kind enough to tell me about some of the things that they have in Britain and the UK, and it's in a message feed somewhere, but I don't mind referring people if somebody says, well, hey, if you're in the European Union, talk to this or da-da-da.
Right.
So
ultimately we'd like to do a little traveling, and we'd like to know where places would be hospitable to persons with disabilities, including in the event that one of us needs medical care while traveling.
Yeah, but from what we heard, there's some places in like the EU that they're more accessible than here. So
yeah,
we'd love to check that out. But just to kind of get rolling, because we're starting with service tonight. There were two local feast days that fell close to Friday, today's date. One was a feast for Osiris and Abydos, and another was for Horus in a town called Kem-Ur. And it gets referred to a lot. If you read things in the Book of the Dead, and they mention place names, which were probably places where you had important shrines. I think Kem-Ur was sort of close to Abydos, but there's a lot of connection between Horus and Osiris in that particular town. So we've got them both on the altar tonight, front and center, because father and son, it would be an appropriate thing. And the little vial between the two of them, if you can see it here, is a vial of actual Nile water. So, since Osiris is also associated with, the floods, and with the island that was thought to be by the ancient Egyptians, they thought that was the source of the flood waters, because they didn't know that it came from lake waters in what's now Uganda, and the monsoon rains that come over that part of the African continent. That's what feeds the Nile flood. But they didn't know that. They thought it came from a particular area called Biga, and so they associated it with Khnum and with Osiris. And it wasn't until I think the 1800s that explorers made it all the way down to the headwaters of the Nile. And so, because they were British, they named it Lake Victoria, and I think there's also a Lake Albert. But Lake Victoria in Uganda is one of the sources of the Nile. So, the more you know. Oh goodness, and okay. Oh, Estonian. Okay. And Katie got my pupils dilated today, so I won't be typing much. Oh yeah. That happens when you get like an exam for glasses and stuff. Yeah.
Been there. It sucks.
Oh goodness. Well, don't strain your eyes, because it's going to take a while for them to get back to normal. We're here, and I don't know if you need us to pull a cookie or something. I'll let you know when we get to that point, and don't strain yourself to type. So let's go ahead and get started. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me, as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, O Yunatru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, our purity is within our hearts, and we cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are
Bros.
We are pure.
Man.
It's just because we've been running the air conditioning all week. Yes, running the AC in February. Welcome to Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're predicting a low near freezing later in the week. So welcome to Louisiana.
Yeah. Don't like the weather? Wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Except in the summer.
Yeah, then it's pretty much set.
Yeah, from April to October, it's hot.
I'd say really it just ramp up until May, and then from May through October, you finally get the change around Halloween.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and light our Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Bright eye of Horus, come, come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who's tuning in with us now, has been with us in the past, and will be joining us in the future. This eye of Horus comes. We are all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
So we'll light our candle for Mama Sekhmet, that she may bring peace and healing to all those who need it, including Katie, who's trying to recover from getting pupils dilated. Actually, appropriately enough, Horus also was a patron of eye conditions, so we'll ask him to give a hand. And Jory requested prayers for his mother and auntie, who are both dealing with RSV, and for anyone else who needs prayers. And also, we'll light our candle for Machas, that he may protect everyone who's anticipating winter snowstorms and other weather. All right, there we go. Okay.
And I would also ask that we'd all pray together to help make sure that we're all safe and secure within our chosen vocations, no matter where we are in the world.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got a dynamic duo here to help us with that, because Osiris, of course, patron of grain, but he in later accounts was credited with teaching civilization to humanity. So in the past, I've noticed that if you have a problem with work, or finding work or things like that, ask him. He tends to help with that. So. Oh goodness, now. Okay. So they're doing a whole series of things for you, and it sounds like they're kind of chasing something. Well, those prayers still stand, because we want them to find the best way to help you get to feeling better and find out whatever is actually going on, because we want you well and we want you here with us. So yeah, and all right. Oh. And maybe it's because of all the yard work that I was doing, but my knees are feeling my age this week. So. You will rise in the Abydos Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You sit in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Horus, Lord of Kem-Ur, and Osiris, Lord of Abydos. Hail and praise unto you, O Yunachuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you're not true. These waters are the eye of Horus. Your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunachuru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you and adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. O Yunachuru, we bring to you this eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. Stay in one of those holes. There we go. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yunachuru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yunachuru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Horus, Lord of Kem-Ur, within his house. Pure, pure is Osiris, Lord of Abydos, within his house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horaketi, for Horu, for Osu, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Horu, O Osir. Come to your bodies, O Yanochuru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings. Partake of them. You okay?
Trying to be.
Oh. Just knees moving a little slow today. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Horu, before Osir. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Ora Horaketi and your son, the Osir Nisu Nemkaprura. Your foes retreat from you. And Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duant. And we pour these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And we have to include Mr. Larry,
Your brother's friend and
yeah.
neighbor.
Well, my kid brother's neighbor.
Yeah.
Of course, I say kid brother. He's 40, but
He'll always be your kid brother. You're older than he is.
Yeah, but his neighbor, sweet old man. But if I remember right, his wife had predeceased him.
Yes.
So
by several years.
Yeah, so they're together now.
Yep.
So now we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. The Spet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. And Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. May we always act with gentility and compassion for such as the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, such as the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, such as the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, such as the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, such as the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, such as the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, such as the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such as the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti. We may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay, I'm just gonna. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, well, hi there, Zeptipi Slim, wishing Uncle Justin to the fam. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, we do have someone joining us for the first time, and I wanted to welcome them, Raven.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're
Yeah.
so glad you're here.
Yeah.
Not just our first timers, but our every timers. Thank you. We love you guys.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's read a little something for Osiris and for Horus. And, papyrus bookmark. All right, and this is the English version of the hymn to Osiris that we did the video for back in October. So we'll, yeah, for the live streams, I tend to go with the English version, but I hope to do more Egyptian language version, videos in the future. Praise to you, Osiris, Lord of eternity, King of the gods, of many names, of holy forms, secret rites and temples. This noble Ka at the four of Jadu, great also in Sechem, Lord of praise in Enjati, foremost of offerings in Yunu, Lord of memory in Mahti, secret Ba, Lord of the cavern, holy in white walls, Ba of Ra of his very body, at rest in Hanes, excellent of praise in the Narit tree that grew to raise his Ba, Lord of the great shrine in Kem-Ur, great of terror in Shashotep, Lord of eternity, foremost of Abydos, in his distant place of the sacred land. Name that endures in the mouths of people, primeval one of the two lands, nourisher at the fore of the Aeneid of the gods, potent Ach among the Ach spirits. Nun has given him his waters, the north wind journeys to him. Dusk brings the south wind to his nose to please his heart. Lord of praise in the southern sky, praised one in the northern sky. The imperishable stars are under his rule, for his abode is among them. And incidentally, the imperishable stars are the ones that are in the northernmost part of the sky that never set. So the Big Dipper is part of that. Because those are the ones that, they change their position in the sky throughout the year, but, they never disappear completely from view like the ones more to the southern sky, where your zodiac constellations and all that are. So, astronomy is fun. And incidentally, there's a whole lineup of them. If there are clear skies where you are, and you can see Mars, Jupiter, at least before sun or right after sunset, you can see Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and they're saying that even Mercury, if you're where you can see it low on the horizon, you'd be able to see all of them in a line. But for Horus, let's see. Now the titles that we have for Horus here are it's more Horus in his local form of Behdet, or from the Temple of Behdet, but we don't have a whole lot of references to kind of put something together for Kem-Ur. But it's sort of like how you had Our Lady of Lourdes, Our Lady of Guadalupe. You know, you had Horus in a lot of different local manifestations. But, praise unto you, O God of Behdet, Lord of the sky, splendid winged disk who shines in the horizon, you beautiful sun who illuminates the darkness, splendid child who illuminates the earth, iris of the Ujat who lights the two lands with his rays, fair of face, hovering one, armored, majestic, clothed in gold. You arise as Khepri when you emerge from Naunet, your rays spreading over the world. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven. Hail unto you, Horus, great god, lord of the sky, great falcon, dappled of plumage and ruler of flying. Winged disk upon the two lands, Sia falcon, united with the sun disk. Holy god, falcon of gold. All right. Let's check and see if we've got any other requests. Oh, hi, B. You made it. Don't worry. You're not too late. Steelers Nation. Frozen Steel City. Yeah, you guys are probably pretty cold right now. But,
yeah, yesterday or the day before was declared Terry Bradshaw Day in New Orleans.
oh, was it?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, and he went to the same university we did. So.
Yes, Louisiana Tech University.
Yeah.
Back then known as Louisiana Polytechnic.
Yeah, or as some people called it Lollipolly U.
Yes.
But yeah.
Figured Steelers Nation would appreciate all that.
Talk about cold steel.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you scroll back, the link to the Discord, Sarcastic put that up for you.
No way.
So, yeah, and I'm sorry to hear about what some folks are describing with getting pressured about and treated badly about their weight and yeah, a lot of times us women, we have to deal with doctors that try to treat us dismissively about things, and I say, oh, it's because of that. And so I hate to be the kind of person that doctor shops, but sometimes that's what you got to do, is find somebody that'll actually listen to you,
right?
It's just one of those things. But yeah, at this point we've made our offerings, and so B, you're kind of coming up to speed, because we've made offerings for Horus in his kind of a local manifestation, or as Lord of Kem-Ur, which was a town somewhere in, I think, Middle Egypt, and then of course Osiris of Abydos. So they're having a joint feast day. So we made some offerings, and now it's everyone's favorite time. And so if you've got a request for a cookie, here's where we pull those up.
I wish I had a Chips Ahoy or two.
Chips Ahoy. Yeah, and of course, if you can put the icon on the chat, then that makes it a little easier for me to spot as the comments start to scroll quickly. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull one for everybody. So if someone happens to be catching the broadcast after the fact, this is the cookie that's for everyone. And often it'll kind of set the tone for us, for what the overall message is. Last week's actually was financial abundance and prosperity are within your reach this year. So what we noticed about that, especially last week, is despite everything that's going on in the news, and I swear it gets crazier week by week, but they're telling us have faith, have courage. There's still going to be opportunities. But take care of yourself and start planting your metaphorical seeds now. It will come to fruition a little later in the year, I'm thinking, especially because of some of the things that previous cookies have said. So let's see what nuance this week, and that one just came right out. What that adds to the mix. You will lead a rich and successful life. So, again, I think that message just got reinforced. You will lead a rich and successful life. So, and also, on the Chinese zodiac, where we just entered the year of the wood snake. And, that's a good, they're saying that means, time for building things and putting, a lot of positive things down, and especially things that have to do with wood and paper. I'm working on getting a book finished, so that's an appropriate thing to do, apparently. But let's see what else we've got. So I see our folks in the video chat as well. So
Hello.
Okay, yeah. Son requests prayers for healing. His feet are messed up. Oh goodness, absolutely. Oh, and Zabalen's got a chocolate chip cookie.
Darren reaches for Zabalen's cookie.
Ah. Domo arigato, Mrs. Oh, cool. Oh, you know what? Well, it's funny. If you're a metal snake, sarcastic, I believe that was 2001. Now, I am a fire snake.
Metal.
So, yeah. But, yeah, so it's... I started doing kind of a deep dive and, reading a bit about Chinese astrology, and it was quite interesting. But
Fire
let's
snakes unite.
say what?
I'm a fire snake too.
Yeah. If you were born in 77, well, actually, here's the funny thing. If you're born after February 18th or so, 77, you're a fire snake. Now, my best friend from high school, her birthday was January 31st, so she was actually Year of the Dragon. Because,
wow.
Yeah, so Amy was from the previous zodiac year. So that's kind of interesting to figure out. But, all right. Oh, yeah, Timber. Wait a minute. 89. You're, I think it's Earth Snake, because Morgan is as well. So, yeah. So, all right. Let's see. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to pick up your cookie, and then we'll go to Zabalen with, the chocolate chip icon. That's right. I have to be careful because that's like a bad sign in, certain cultures. But anyway, think round for chocolate chip cookie. Okay. Seta, I guess you have voicemail. So, now again, this is for Seta. She's joining us on the video chat. And then we'll pick up with Zabalen. So your first one. Cherish the love that surrounds you. It's a testament to your heart's capacity to remember. Well, that's one. And we got one more. Trust in the process, and April will bring you great rewards. So you have cherish the love that surrounds you. It's a testament to your heart's capacity to remember. And then trust in the process, and April will bring you great rewards.
Hey, I hope so. That's interesting. The first one. I wonder what it means. I mean, just the. I get the first part, but the second part about you remember.
Well,
That's something for you to contemplate.
yeah, but your heart's capacity to remember. Well, the people that if you keep people that are special to you in your life, then they will respond in kind. They'll that love will reciprocate and grow. So, all right, now for Zabela.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. So. A stroke of good luck will find you later today, Zabalin. A stroke of good luck will find you later today. Of course, it's evening, so I get the sense that kind of applies for the weekend, but stroke of good luck. Okay, and then Kristen Rebase from Horus. By the way, since we're honoring him tonight, I have to mention, because we went to a lion dance that a local restaurant was hosting over the weekend, and it was really cool to see that, and they had the dragon, they had the lions, and I took some pictures. Well, what was funny was, this is out in a parking lot, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and I see a hawk flying, just circling overhead over the parking lot. I could look up and see the white and the dappling in his feathers. And Darren didn't see it, but that was apparently Horus telling me hello. So now he's got something for Kristen. Teach your children the value of authenticity and staying true to themselves. Teach your children the value of authenticity and staying true to themselves. Now, these days, Darren and I can certainly attest to the fact that, even if you don't have kids, they find you.
Yes, they do.
And even if you are the kid that you're taking care of, and it's your inner kid, teach them the value of authenticity and stay true to yourself. Okay, so Lisa G, and then Katie Horton. All right. Lisa G. No relation to Kenny G. Book lovers never go to bed alone. So Lisa G. Book lovers never go to bed alone. So does that mean that folks with a Kindle have got multiples going on?
Probably.
I'm sorry, I just had to make a joke about that. A friend of mine was explaining that how 50 Shades of Grey had increased sales in other books on Kindle, because what people would do is they would buy 50 Shades of Grey, but then they'd get a couple of other titles to have on top of that, so that if somebody saw their Kindle, they'd have to scroll down to get to 50 Shades as a way of hiding it. And I thought, you're speaking from experience on this, aren't you? But funny aside there. So that was Lisa G, Katie, and then Ashley Spradley from Anapu. And Katie, you want yours from Set. So, okay. Well, I guess you guys are going to have to let Set have a pass here. So, Katie, keep your self-belief strong. You are capable. Keep your self-belief strong. You are capable. So believe in yourself. You're capable. Don't let yourself be convinced otherwise. And that's coming from Set. So. Okay, kind of parsing through that. Okay, then Ashley Spradley from Anapu. And then Aloni, also from Set. So, all right, Ashley. And we're asking Anapu. Actually, he's sitting right here. So. And we will be honoring Anapu next week. Actually, next week's going to be Valentine's Day. And we'll have Anapu and some stone to represent Geb on the altar. But Ashley, share your feelings. Vulnerability is a sign of strength. Share your feelings. Vulnerability is a sign of strength. I realize that can sound counterintuitive at first, but having the courage to be open lets others know that, you know, you've got some confidence and you're willing to.
Wait a minute, Valentine's Day is the 14th. Is that a Friday?
Yeah, it's a Friday. Why?
Oh, well.
Oh, why were you planning something?
I was going to take you out to dinner, but dinner will be here.
We can always go the next day. Make a weekend of it.
Okay.
Yeah. We just kick it off with you guys.
Sorry.
Share your feelings. Vulnerability is a sign of strength. So there you go, Ashley. Next up is, hang on. Yes, Aloni also asking from Set. So I kind of feel like Horus and Osiris are like, okay, you can come in here and pick out a cookie. And that one rang the bell. All right. Aloni, December will be a month for relaxation and renewal. December will be a month of relaxation, or for relaxation and renewal. Okay, now I see we got some Discord cookies, and I'm sarcastic. I'm going to include you in that list. But let me just kind of scroll down and pick up some other ones in case we have folks that need to be signing off soon, and then we'll come back to them because I see Lud, Lazy Limerick, and Teso. So we will get them. Oh, goodness. So, Wano, you're saying you had to give up a book about Chinese astrology Um, it sucks that you had to give up some things in order to get out of a bad situation, but hopefully those can come back to you. If you happen to remember the name of the
You'll
book,
get them back.
yeah, that and I know there's some folks in the Discord that are also interested in Chinese history and astrology and things like that, so I, talk about a network. You might, be able to find some more. It might get replaced in spades. No. Why not chocolate chip cookies are rude. The thing is, Zavale, and you were wondering, see, I started to do the okay sign, which in Western culture, that's okay. But if you do that in other cultures, that's a vulgar gesture, kind of like the middle finger would be in Western, so that's why I was like, okay, let me not do something that could potentially,
Be
be
culturally
misconstrued.
insensitive.
Because you never know. I mean, it's everybody's on YouTube. I had what is that called? A Shiva lingam on the altar at one point, and I had someone from India say, "Hey, that's a symbol of Shiva. You shouldn't have it." Right there. So like, I ended up on this whole crazy quest trying to find someone appropriate to give the Shiva lingam to. And that's a story for another day, but you never know who's going to be on there. So you try to, take into account possibilities like that. Okay. Alan Heron, sending the LOL. Arigatou gozaimasu, Sharon-san. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I could read the hiragana. That's cool. So, do itashimashite. And actually, One Eye, if you want to see a send up, we decided to do our best to skewer 50 Shades. I'll just plug something else we did. On my sister channel, we did 50 Shades of Cobra Commander. So imagine Cobra Commander reading from 50 Shades of Grey. Of course, we had Darren providing the voice for Cobra Commander because his original actor passed away in the early 90s, unfortunately. But Darren, the unfair advantage Darren and I had is we talked to the voice director and asked him for some pointers. And so, we at least had the same person on the other side of the mic tell us, how to, deliver him and have it sound right. So, that was a lot of fun and kind of an interesting conversation going over the script for that. So, back to our cookies. And we're picking up from Nathaniel from Set, and then B going back to Horus. So I guess Set and Horus are going to be working back and forth on this. The two gods reconcile. So starting for Nathaniel. Today's small steps lead to big achievements. Nathaniel, today's small steps lead to big achievements. Repeating our theme. Especially when you consider that a fortune for everyone, you will lead a rich and successful life. Plant the seeds now. Do it, whatever it is that you need to get things started. So Nathaniel, that was for you. Then for B. And then One Eye runs around in circles panicking, basically. We'll ask Horus. But B, Also asking Horus. B. Embrace change. Your life will be transformed for the better. Embrace change. Your life will be transformed for the better. Uh, keep in mind that Kepri, that name means to evolve, to change, to transform.
Manifestation and ongoing pain.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's going to be some changes, but they will be for the better. Just learn to adapt with them. So, and I need to step closer. I can't read from across the room. So, yeah, one eye. And then, and Kem-Ur. So, Horus. Poor one eye is running in a circle, panicking. What advice do we have? Your July journey will lead to self-discovery. Your July journey will lead to self-discovery. Now, what were we saying about this web run pet is? I get the sense that there's going to be some things really start to come into motion then. They know some things we don't. We have to trust them on this one. So Kem-Ur. Onegaishimasu. Kem-Ur, do not follow where the path may lead. Do not follow where the path may lead. I'm getting the strong sense that it's going to seem obvious to go in one direction. Don't do that. Because that's not where you really need to go. So do not follow where the path may lead. Be conscious and deliberate. That's what's coming to my mind. Okay. Okay, and yeah. Bumble, I was going to go with that one. Okay, married couple went from the jackals. Yeah, so let's definitely get that. There aren't enough problems in this chat. Ha ha ha. Wait a minute, Ashley, you found a Jedi Force Reiki training manual. You have to tell us about that because I immediately a trainer. Why, Darren?
They might even want to send it.
Oh, yeah. Point us to that. Okay, Frozen. Well, good night, Katie. Thanks for joining us, and hope you get to feeling better pretty soon. But all right, so let's get married, walk away, and then we'll skip back and do the Discord cookies. Well, asking, of course, our jackals. Because we have Anapu over here, and this other one, it's a bronze of Anapu that a friend made, but it kind of stands in a little bit for Wepawet until I can put something a bit more specific for him on the altar. So we asked them to kind of tag team it for make Wepawet. And some of you folks get to chuckle at us Americans going through our annual angst over the Super Bowl, which will be on Saturday or Sunday. But Married Wepawet, take advantage of the dynamic energy to better your relationship. Take advantage of the dynamic energy to better your relationship. I hope that I have a sense that might, have some specific thing, that the rest of us don't, but hopefully that gives you some help. Okay, now Alan, I see you're saying, you're asking for advice from Horus and Set in the same sitting. Yeah, well, I understand what you're saying because traditionally and in a lot of contexts, yes, Horus and Set are opposed. But there are other points where they're reconciled. And because we have folks that, are Set is their patron, we're asking for kind of a pass this time. And typically we don't have any problems with that. Now I can understand if some folks would prefer not to do that. And there are some folks that I know that do not work with Set at all. And I can certainly understand that. So, I get what you're saying, but
why don't you pull the icon off the bookshelf that you got of the statues?
Oh, that's true, because we do have, and it's not where you can see because it's way up on top of a bookshelf. But since Yamano had mentioned it, we'll go ahead and pull that down for everyone. And oh goodness, it also took down one end of a streamer, but I can put it back later. So there we have the two gods reconciled. Actually, they're supporting Ramesses III, because this is a replica piece, but it's based on a famous statue. So you have Horus and you have Set. So since we had people asking, we're going to go ahead and set them over here at the table where we're doing our cookies. And actually, it's next to a ceramic piece that I painted up like a Jehuti's sacred ibis. So hopefully that your objection is much more educated, certainly than a lot of folks that might kind of stumble in here. And I get it, and that's why we're trying to acknowledge it. But again, some people do have requests to make of Set. So so let's go ahead and get our Discord cookies so we can wrap up, because we're just past the hour mark. So. Oh, and Sarana, I see you've got one. So let's get you two. So it's just checking to make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Let's see. So we're gonna get Sarana and then our Discord folks. And that's back. Hang on, there we go, right here. Yeah, sorry guys, I had to really scroll back on the chat. So let's get Sarana real quick. Sarana, your hobby will teach you the importance of setting and achieving goals. Your hobby will teach you the importance of setting and achieving goals. So, all right, let's get those Discord cookies. Starting with Lud. That means light in a particular language, doesn't it?
Don't make me swear which one, but I think the answer is yes.
But for Lud, advice can come in all forms. Advice can come in all forms. So pass that one on to Lud. Next is Lazy Limerick. For Lazy Limerick, challenges will only fuel your success. Challenges will only fuel your success. Okay. Next up was Teso. Oh, this is interesting. Teso has got compact voicemail because there are 2 cookies in one package. So for Teso, the first one, life is a gamble, so roll the dice. Secondly, nurture the garden of your mind with positive thoughts. So again, for Teso, life is a gamble, so roll the dice. And then nurture the garden of your mind with positive thoughts. So I'll give you a minute to transcribe those. If you need me to reread anything, just let me know. And sarcastic, yours will be next. And we'll check and see if anybody else has got a request. How do we like to put it? Last call for wisdom, y'all.
Thank you for the super sticker.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Fun Boy, what book would you recommend for working with Sekhmet? Well, I can tell you there's some ones out there that I would advise staying away from, and for the time being, because there's one like Sekhmet, Transformation in the Belly of the Goddess. It's by the same folks that did some other books that I kind of lampooned in other videos.
Yes, don't read that.
Well, the things I do want to read it at some point,
But
I have some other books that are kind of painful that I got to get through first. So in the interim, I
recommend Following the Sun.
Actually, Celebrating the Egyptian Gods. See, the thing is, when I'm reading stuff in service, I'm using this book, and yes, it's my book. It's not dedicated to one specific deity, but it has things for everybody, including Sekhmet. So yeah, Celebrating the Egyptian Gods. Actually, if you check in the description, there should be a link to it so you can get it. As for working specifically with Sekhmet, I I did review some other books. So check out Sekhmet book reviews. I did one in November of, I think it was 2023, and I talked about them and what was good and what was not so good about them. So yeah, check on my channel. I talk about that. In November, we tend to do a lot of things dedicated to Sekhmet, actually. So that, like I said, check that in my channel. Look in my book reviews, because I'll tell you if I think something is good or if I think something is bad or if there's elements of it that are mixed. And if they're really bad, we have fun with it. So let's get Sarcastic's cookie. Now, there's a book in French I need to find a way to get a hold of again. When I was in college getting a second degree, I was able to check it out through their system, but I don't have access to that anymore. It's published in French, and it's called Sekhmet et la protection du monde. Sekhmet and the protection of the world. So it takes longer to read because it's in another language, but there was a lot of interesting stuff in there. So excellence is the difference between what you do and what you're capable of. So Sarcastic, excellence is the difference between what you do and what you are capable of.
Get off your butt, you must.
Now, I've gotten that one before myself. So that means you are capable of great things. Go for it. Wait a minute, the ancient Egyptian D20, I'll have to check that out. Yeah. And I do have, I just put together the tentative lineup for videos for the rest of this year. There's 2 zany book reviews planned. It's just I gotta, like I said, finish, and do some taping because there's going to be some pyrotechnics involved with something. So just teasing that. But I do have to say, I really appreciate the fact that the folks that tune in here, you guys still read books. There are so many people that don't now, especially because with the internet, I'm going to plug one that I'm reading right now. It's called The Shallows. What the internet is doing to our brains.
It's real, y'all.
Yeah, and that kind of tells you everything. But after the first sample that they had on Amazon, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. I have to get this. And it was actually recommended, ironically enough, by another YouTube channel. There's someone who was a professor, taught philosophy, but then left academia, and now he does YouTube videos. But I think he also writes and has a blog and all that stuff.
Right.
So. But he recommended that, and I'm like, that's brilliant. And so it's kind of funny. We're going to have to find balance between being, here online doing things and, getting unplugged. And especially the way things are going and how news and other stuff just gets shotgunned at us. If we want to save our sanity, we've got to be able to unplug a little bit. Go out and take a walk, and maybe Horus will say hello. So that is my recommendation for everyone. And, as always, thank you guys for being here. So let's go ahead and wrap up. And if anybody's got any other requests, just go ahead and put those up there. I should be able to catch up on the chat now. I have a few books to read. When I say a few, I mean a lot. Yeah. You know what? And the thing is, you're saying, 5 sentences in 2 weeks or 200 pages in a day. Yeah, well, the thing is, they're saying that our internet habits could be influencing our ability to read, long stretches at a time. And that's something, it makes us, I was telling Darren, it's making me more aware of what I'm doing. And, when I go online, what am I doing? And am I wasting time, because I end up going, down a rabbit hole.
Right.
That could be affecting your ability to read.
It's also affecting your ability to think, reason, and make judgments.
Yeah.
The internet was not designed to fulfill our intellectual pleasures. The internet was designed to make us have emotional reactions and spend money. That is all it is for.
Yeah, especially the World Wide Web and social media.
Right.
There was a point when everybody was doing stuff on Telnet. Of course, even that was kind of causing changes. I'll sum it up with this. When I was a freshman in college, there was somebody who had published a paper. Actually, I think this was their dissertation. It was on internet addiction. And that kind of sent ripples throughout academia. People were like, wow, this is a thing, because they laid it out. And, this was at a point when I had 24-hour access to the internet for the first time. And, that was quite the experience. But here we are. So. And I do want to point out that one of the reasons why I would love to be able to have an IRL meetup, and we're going to figure out how to do that at some point, is because we're going to have to figure out how would a service like this look when we're all together and we're not using a chat. We're all in the same space, and because that's going to make some things different. Like when we go to do the cookies, or when we go to do, our prayers to the deities, and things like that. Or even coming and asking, hey, can we have Set come in and do something? Well, if that's not what we have set up, then it might affect how we do this. But it would be great to figure that out. Because you never know what kind of things we might suddenly be able to do. If we can hand everybody a system and say, okay, let's go, or something like that. You can't do that when it's just me and I'm live streaming to everybody. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Kepri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Unu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Asset and Echeru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Khamenia endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Osir, O Horu. You have come in peace, O Yanachuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Osir, Horu. May you go forth in peace, O Yanachuru, to every place your mortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. But the live stream and internet generally the services couldn't happen, yeah. Yeah, for whatever reason, people struggle with physical text or short on time. PDF readers and speech to text is your friend. Yeah, and I tell you what, something that I'm kind of having to weigh is because I'm working on another book. It's for a Mesopotamian deity, and I'm thinking I'm going to delay putting out an electronic form of an ebook because of AI and because digital
Piracy.
books, tend to get pirated. My other books have already had that happen. But I also realized that, some people have difficulty reading physical text, and also people who are international customers basically, would have to pay more in shipping. So what I might do, and again, this is I got to finish the book first. I'm working on it. But what I might do is see about doing a reading an audiobook basically, and putting that out instead, so that the accessibility issue I can cover, but still try to skirt the issues with piracy and AI. Because that didn't exist. The AI part didn't exist when I put out celebrating the Egyptian gods, but now it's there, and that genie can't be put back in the bottle. So we have to find ways to stay a little bit ahead of it. So, but guys, thank you so much as always for joining us. Yeah, and eventually I need to do audiobooks for my other ones. It's just, those recording those takes time, and got to edit it and put it together. So, that's why I haven't put out audiobooks for my novels yet either. And I've had people clamor for that, but I got to finish writing them first. That's a lot of work. So. Yeah, everyone have a great weekend.
Revisions for your book you want to do too.
Huh?
You want to do revisions on some of your earlier books as well.
Yeah, well, the first one already has it has a revised edition, but I may need to do some for the other ones too, and add things that I didn't have before. But everybody have a great weekend, whether you're watching the Super Bowl or not.
All right, I'm going to get going, but it was a nice service.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I know I don't come like I should. Anyway, good night, you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Glad you got some good news.